why that song's not the number one song. To me, that was like the best part of the whole movie. Like the animation and the song. And like the woman, I can't remember her name, who sings that part. I feel like her voice is so fascinating.
I think we get so caught up in the moment. Like, I'm going to watch this show. I'm going to watch these games. Right. And then the moment happens, then it's over. And you still have the subscription. It's like, oh, well, now I really don't use it. Yeah. So that I don't know if that tends to happen to anybody or it's like it's common where you just like in the moment. But then months later, you come to realize, you know what? I need to cancel this. I don't use this every day.
Knock, knock. Who's there? Nobody you know. That's right. Welcome to the Nobody You Know podcast. They might not be famous, but they certainly have a lot to say. Join Ash, SB, Emmy, and Gus as they discuss everything from celebrity gossip, trends, pop culture, hit movies and TV shows, social media, and even some juicy personal life experiences and opinions. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to your favorite podcast, everyone.
Nobody you know.
I hope you guys...
I like it.
I hope you had a wonderful day, night, morning, wherever you are hearing us from. Get ready. Grab tea, coffee, drinks, whatever you want. And let's get...
Just.
Or shots. I mean, why not? Let's get started.
What do we have to talk about today?
So much gossip. I'm ready.
Yes.
So much juice.
Who wants to start?
Let's start out, actually, with a cool story. There's this funny story about an 8-year-old kid. It's really cute. And he lives in Idaho. And his name is Dylan, and he became a national sensation when he slipped his comic book onto a library shelf in his local library. And now The Adventures of Dylan has become a year-long wait list. So this little 8-year-old has become a sensation with his writings. I mean, a little author in the making. How cute.
That's so adorable.
That is so. It's also very exciting how smart he was to put it in the library.
Right.
Even though people, right now you can get any book online,
Mm-hmm.
but to still have that mentality to like, maybe if I put it here, somebody's going to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
I also
smart.
think not as many people go to the library anymore. So the
Right,
fact that it's, waitlisted, quote unquote, like sold out basically at the library, that also says a lot because it's like,
yeah, I mean,
people went there,
it gotta
found
be
it.
good.
Yeah.
yeah, it's really interesting to see such a young person with such a creative mind to put his ideas and his thoughts into words, into pictures. That's very, very neat. You don't see that often. You don't see that every day. So it's very nice to see youth expressing their creativity through their art, which is very nice. It's very nice.
That's
Super
very
cute.
cute.
It was a really cute story.
That's super cute.
It's
Yeah.
something that
warms
we
our
really,
heart.
it's something that we really need to incentivize
Mm-hmm.
because like right now I feel like creativity and all these things has been taken away by so many other medias and so many other things
Yeah.
that we really need to do. Like if somebody got that creativity part, like
Yeah.
explore it, like let him
Exactly.
be or let her be.
Encourage it, yeah.
especially the youth, definitely.
Cool. Do you know if he's going to be published or we'll have to find out?
It didn't say, but I hope. We
But
hope.
that would be fun. Also, at the same time, he could just easily post it on social media. He could
True.
easily,
True.
True.
With the help of his parents,
Yeah.
for
Like-
sure.
why
Go on
not?
Shark Tank.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's investable, but it's definitely like because he can make his name already, and then for the next drop, then he can have like a
Yeah.
publisher or something.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pay for college.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Totally, that's
Super
very
cute.
very exciting.
It's really cute. It's really cute.
So Dylan, keep going.
Yes. Keep writing.
You deserve it.
Yeah.
Speaking of youth, we finally watched Encanto over the weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
And we loved it. We
So
loved
good.
it. In
Such
our
a good
last
one.
episode, we talked about the music in Encanto and the more or less what it was about. But now, since we watched it, now we can really put our inside
Inside thoughts of everything
thoughts
that was
about it.
happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very cute movie. And also, one of the things that Ash was saying was sometimes the Disney movie became like, okay, you go have the journey, kill the dragon, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
But like, I feel like it was a little bit more, I don't know, it reminded me a little bit of Inside Out. Like, it's more about like the emotion, the feeling through the family, like the connection through all of that.
Right.
And I really love how they portray a villain, but it was not a villain.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean?
It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
I feel like that's such a great thought
yeah.
because sometimes we are just misinterpreted, we are just misunderstood.
Right.
And that doesn't mean
Right.
you are the bad guy because you are misunderstood.
Right.
So I
Yeah.
think it's a very amazing message the whole thing has. Also about like she not being gifted.
Right.
Right,
Maribel not being gifted. Yeah.
So it's like
Yeah.
no, she's
she
actually
is.
So-
It's kind of like everyone has a gift, and sometimes that gift isn't obvious until the right moment happens.
Right. Right.
And I also liked the message too, just going what you were saying. It's not like this crazy, fantastical, complicated
story.
process or anything. It's quite simple, and I think the message is like really beautiful because I think sometimes people can get so caught up in doing good
Yeah.
that they lose sight of like doing good.
Right,
Like
right,
which
right.
it
Yeah.
seems like
Yeah.
crazy to wrap your brain around, but
Yeah.
I think it's just so important to remind yourself like on a journey to do good, like why you're doing it, and
Right.
not get caught up in like being perfect at like doing
Right,
it.
right.
'Cause that takes
right.
away from it. So I really love that.
Exactly. When I saw the movie, I feel like the moral of the story, through my point of view, is like to never ignore what's in front of you. I think that the grandma was like so caught up with all the other grandchildren and all the other children's abilities and talents in the community that she forgot what was right in front of her.
Yeah.
And in life, we get so caught up with work and school and family and kids and this and the other that we forget what we do have in front of us. We have, we have good health. We have a job. We got all just caught up with all the other things around us that we don't focus on what's in front of us, and we should appreciate what's in front of us because it's great, it's wonderful. And so I think the moral of the story, we can interpret it in so many ways, but it was a very good message. I think the way the plot, the story, how it all unfolded, the characters, I think it was very well written and very well expressed through all those characters.
Mirabel is the little miracle.
Yeah.
But let's go a little bit more in depth. So I was reading a little bit more about the show and the music and the full thing, and not just the detail in the animation, because the animation is astonishing. Like
The
so
colors,
The colors.
the attention to detail.
Yes,
the attention to the
yes.
detail is insane. Like
Yeah.
I mean, I was telling you guys because I'm Colombian, so I can pick up like, for example, the tiple. Tiple is a guitar that has 3 strings in each of the things. So it's 4 strings. Each one has 3 individual. And they have that during the full movie. You know, they have also the sombrero volteado. They have all the ranas. Like, they have a lot of little details. The regular people might not see it, but like
Right.
it's very to our culture. It's very representative. Like the river at the end.
The river.
The river.
When I
Yeah.
told you guys like this
Yes,
river actually
actually exists.
exists.
I didn't think that.
Tell
I
us
was
the
like,
name again of the river.
I forgot the name of the river, but I think it's the Rainbow River.
Rainbow.
Yeah, because explain to the
Beautiful.
listeners like what it like.
It's a river with a lot of plants that make the colors pop out. So
Like
it-
almost like pink and stuff.
and blues and
Pink.
greens.
So
Wow.
it's like
Yeah.
very colorful. Like you
Yeah.
wouldn't think a river would be this colorful, like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you
beautiful.
look it up, Colombian, you can just put the Colombian Rainbow River, and it's gonna appear to you.
It's
But
beautiful.
it's gorgeous. So those little details are amazing. But now let's go more in depth. So, let's start when we don't talk about Bruno,
yeah.
right?
Yes.
So we don't talk about Bruno. It's a song that has so many different people, and they all are. How can I say this? I don't know the right terms in the music, but like so the familia Madrigal. Madrigal in music also can be interpreted as a chorus, like as a lot of people singing.
Like a choir.
So a madrigal could also be like a choir, like a
Right.
lot of people singing. So we don't talk about Bruno. It's kind of a representation of that. And the madrigal family is kind of like the same thing.
Yeah.
What was the other thing? Mirabel is also in the music. When she always sing, she's singing in threes.
Oh.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, that means like 1, 2, 3, 2, 2,
Like a
3, 3,
waltz.
2, 3, 4, 2, 3, you know.
Very cool.
So like
Very
a waltz.
Wow.
When everybody else in the family is actually singing in 4/4.
Oh. Wow.
So if you think that as how genius Lin-Manuel is to
Yeah.
put that into throughout the full movie, it's insane.
It's insane.
like that thought.
Wow.
So if you actually listen to the first song, she's singing in something that is called like triple threats or something like that. Again, I'm not a musician, so I don't know the right terms. But so instead of, and he does it in Hamilton as well. So he has done this a couple times.
In his works.
So when she sings, she goes into thinking kind of like talking. So when you go through the song, she's still in threes, but she goes through, and then it actually matches the beat.
It makes me wonder if they like layered her in separately, or if like she had to sing like along everyone else, because that to me would be so confusing.
No,
Because
no,
like you'd
she-
have to like block out everyone else.
She
And
doesn't.
not
No.
let it-
I think.
yeah.
I mean, that's kind of what Lin-Manuel was saying. He knew how well the artist is, the girl who plays Mirabel. He was like, I knew she can do it, so
Oh.
Wow.
it's
Yeah.
it's insane. So
That's awesome.
Mirabel
That's
is
so crazy.
in threes, right? During the full movie.
Right.
So when we get to Dos Oruguitas, which is the last song,
Yeah.
it's in threes.
Yeah.
Why in threes? Why is so important the three?
Well, tell us.
Because Dos Oruguitas, the caterpillar, has 3 faces.
Oh.
Caterpillar, cocoon,
And
butterfly.
Oh.
Wow.
So beautiful.
That's just heartwarming.
So
Yeah.
it gives you that full of like
Of
that's
life.
the full movie.
Wow.
That's what the movie's about. So then at the end,
Yeah.
The stages of life.
it becomes a fourth. Yeah,
That
because
is so freaking clever.
It
You
is.
also said, Gus, too, that like another reason he had her in threes and everyone else in fours was because like she doesn't really fit in.
She doesn't fit in,
throughout. And so
uh-huh.
like that's kind of why he wanted to like evoke that feeling of her being different yet still part of the family.
Still
Right.
part of the family.
Right.
Yeah. So
That
that's
is
really
so
cool.
cute.
That's really
It's-
cute.
It's so brilliant. Like the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
scene is
Yeah.
out of like he's a genius.
That is just.
And how it connects throughout the full movie, how all the instruments connect through it, how he also brings the culture with also kind of like a little bit of new sounds. Because, for example, what I forgot the name,
Tick, tick,
Luisa?
boom.
Luisa.
Luisa.
Luisa in her song.
Is it
Surface.
pressure or something?
No, Under the Surface, I think.
Under the surface.
Under the
yeah, that
surface.
sounds about right.
Under the Surface is a reggaeton.
Wow.
But it's a
Wow.
reggaeton that is kind of like mashed up to a higher pitch. I don't know how to say it.
I want to know why that
musically.
song's not the number one song.
I don't know how that
To
one,
me, that was like the best part of the whole movie.
that one is pretty good. And the
Like the
animation.
animation and the song, and like the woman, I can't remember her name, who sings that part. I feel like her voice is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like husky, but like still feminine, and it's like a not like a very common voice, but I really liked it, and like that combined with like the animation in that
No,
moment,
so good.
like
So
and
good.
just like the girl power message of it too, or
Yeah.
just like how a lot of women feel sometimes. Like we have
Pressure.
so much pressure to like be a certain way.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of like surprised that's not like
Yeah.
the number one hit of the
Right.
movie
Yeah,
because
it
Right.
reached the number 9.
So
that's
it's top
still
10.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Her name is Jessica Darrow.
Okay.
Yeah,
She's a
Darrow.
Cuban American
Cuban
actress.
American.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
That song is so well, and again, it's a reggaeton,
Yeah.
right? That
Right,
goes into
right, right,
it.
right.
But when it is about to end, it develops into kind of like a musical.
Right.
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 So it has kind of like nothing that connects, but in the story, it totally makes sense.
Oh,
And
wow.
this has so much thought, like musically.
It really
It has so much thought.
it is well thought.
It makes me
It is
want to
so
like
well
go
thought.
back and watch Coco and like analyze that, or like hear about the musicians in that
In that.
cartoon,
Right.
because I'm sure it's just as like detailed about all the
Yes.
Right,
thoughts
right,
But
going
like
into
for
it.
example, in Coco, I don't think any of the songs reach the billboards, like the charts.
Which is shocking,
Which is
honestly, if you
shocking.
think about it.
Yeah.
But I do think this movie appealed to so many people of all ages, partly because it was so, I don't want to use the word simple, because like it's not simple,
not
but like
simple.
it's easy to understand.
Right. Right.
And it's just something like everyone can relate to. I feel
Exactly,
like.
exactly,
So maybe
exactly.
that's why it was
Right.
like
Yeah.
so
Right.
popular. But
Totally.
Yeah.
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 And we don't talk about Bruno. There is a little base of what was the predecessor of salsa. That's kind of what it has, kind of like that salsa vibe into
Right.
it. And then it kind of goes into la chismosa, that's what I call her.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
one who hears everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
It goes a little trappy, like into the
Right.
trap.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, the beat to me is like the best part of the song
Yeah.
in that one. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's brilliant.
Yes.
It's like no,
Yeah.
like the full. It's
Yeah.
insane.
It's
and
really
it
cool.
and it circles back to real life. Colombia has written so many salsas, so many music that artists all over the world use have made them number ones, because that's how rich the culture is. Music is a big thing in Colombia, so it's fascinating how that movie highlights that as well.
It's insane. Like he is a musical genius,
Yeah.
and how not only is just like telling, how to say, like putting out a good song, how it ties up to the full story, how it tied up with everything.
Yeah.
It's like, and when you go into the details of the colors of each character and why they wear those colors, and how Mirabelle has in her dress the full family.
Exactly.
It's way too much.
Right,
It's way
right.
too deep.
Okay,
It
but I
really
want
is.
Disney to call me and tell me why. Why would you hire Maluma and not have him like
Oh,
he's saying like
yeah.
literally
We
like maybe
thought
two
about this,
sentences
too.
the whole movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, the dude is Colombian. He's like one of the most popular
Yeah, give him
music
one
artists
song.
like in the world. He literally like did nothing, and I was sad. I
Yeah.
wanted to see like
Same.
the Maluma
Same.
voice,
Maluma
like, singing.
baby.
Yeah, I wanted him to be like,
Maluma,
something.
baby.
Maluma baby.
yeah. Well,
Mamacita.
anyways, yeah, I wanted him to say that, Mamacita.
This is Disney after all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know why they.
I wanted him to be like Encanto, baby.
Encanto, baby. Yeah, I
don't know.
mean, I don't know why they didn't pick him in.
Yeah.
Who knows? I mean, it goes deeper than everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
I'm
Yeah.
mostly kidding, but I am curious why. What's the point of hiring a singer if you don't have them sing?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was part of the actual voiceovers, So I think that's
Yeah.
kind of like gives it a little bit better, but at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like he's the musician first. But yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows, la verdad. So it's
Well.
pretty good. Very,
Right.
very good. Like, I love
Yeah.
the movie.
10 out of 10. Highly
Yeah.
recommend.
If you haven't seen it, go
Please
watch it.
watch
Watch
it.
it.
You're going to love it.
And I think this is going to tie it up into our next topic. What do we think about streaming services?
Oh, streaming services. They really make up our day-to-day, our everyday routines. Okay, so I hopped on the Euphoria train. So I do use HBO Max.
You watched it?
She
I do
watches
watch it.
yeah.
I do. I'm up to date. Last time we spoke about this show was
Wow.
like, 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago.
And I
yeah.
had nothing.
What episode are you on?
I'm actually up to date, up to season 2.
Episode 5 or
Wow.
Episode 5.
Did you
I'm
stay
gonna
up
watch it
quite
tonight.
late?
I stayed up late. I was curious. So I do use HBO Max because I'm up to date now. But you were talking about earlier with me about some streaming service that you had to cancel today,
Yeah, because
actually.
I just don't use it. Like I don't.
Well,
I have
Which
it on
one
my
do you
phone.
not use?
It was this app. It's like about like sports and whatnot, and I
Oh.
just don't. I even paid extra on everything. No,
It was
don't
to
use
watch
it.
the clásicos,
Paramount?
right?
What happened?
Paramount or
ESPN Plus.
ESPN Plus?
There you go.
Don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think we get so caught up in the moment, like I'm gonna watch this show, I'm gonna watch these games,
Right.
and then the moment happens, then it's over, and you still have the subscription. It's like, oh well, now
What
I
do I do
really
with
don't
this
use
now?
it.
Yeah.
So that I don't know if that tends to happen to anybody, or it's like it's common where you just like in the moment, but then months later you come to realize, you know what,
You
I
don't
need to
need it.
cancel this.
Yeah.
I don't use this every
I
day.
didn't stream anything until, well, actually, I guess I had Netflix, but I used my sister's login info. But like before that, if I wanted to watch a movie or something, I went to the library and checked it out.
Yeah.
I'm like that old, you guys. No, I'm just kidding. But no, like, because
Yeah.
the library would have movies sometimes,
Right,
and like I get on a
right.
waiting list and be
Exactly.
like, check out
or
a movie.
remember like they still have it like
The
Redbox
Redbox.
outside of the
Redbox,
grocery
yeah.
store.
Yeah, I
Like,
did that sometimes.
Which is probably
Yeah.
dying already. So this tied
Right.
up to a bigger question. So when television started, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was the problem that we're having right now. Why they make television cable? Because they wanted to make affordable prices and you'll be able to have all the content in one.
Right.
So that's how television and cable started.
Exactly.
And that's why. What are we having now? The problem with television and what are we switching? Is because television is like you have to watch that TV show at 8, and if you watch it at 8:10, you already missed 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
But with the streaming services, you can watch it whenever you want at the time you want.
Exactly. Go back,
But-
record it, and all the above.
But we're having the problem of going back to way too many channels to watch. So we
Yeah.
have, Netflix, Prime, Hulu,
Yeah.
Peacock.
yeah,
Which
Peacock,
is
Paramount, HBO Max.
True, but in some ways, maybe it's good. It's maybe less great for us because we're having to pay like $10 here, $10 there,
Right.
But at the same time, isn't it keeping just one conglomerate from being like the monopoly of everything?
Yes, exactly. No, and that's what's happening.
Yeah.
So when the TV became a problem and all the streaming services became to bloom, was because it was becoming way too expensive to have TV. Because if you wanted to have ESPN, if you wanted to have HBO, if you wanted to have all of this, you have to pay all these extras.
Pay extra to
And
get
all
it.
those extras, it would be like $200 for cable, and you are like,
That's
why?
ridiculous. A month. Yeah,
month,
yeah.
yeah.
And
That's
then-
why I never had it.
But
like,
then right now
literally.
it's kind of becoming that way because you have to have Paramount, HBO, Netflix,
Yeah.
Hulu, Prime. So
Yeah.
if you add it all up, it
Yeah.
adds up to 100, 120
It
bucks if you
does.
want to watch everything.
Everything. Yeah.
Which you don't need to.
Right.
But, it's always like, I want to see Euphoria if there is an HBO Max. I want to see The Wheel of Time. That's Prime. I want to see
Exactly.
The Great.
Too hot to handle. That's Netflix.
So
Exactly.
it becomes a bigger problem, which is going to bring out to the next solution. I think the one that are going to survive is the one who's going to clean everybody else. So there's going to be only one streaming service that is going to be king in the next 5 to 10 years.
But I feel like right now they're all pretty evenly competing with each other.
No,
Right.
really. I mean, Netflix kind of like went down 20% in the past week or so with their stock and everything because they were supposed to be getting like 5 million new subscriptions a month. They only got like 2 million.
Oh,
So like investors and people were like, you are not growing at the rate that we wanted you to grow.
yeah.
So it's like that puts the pressure to all these people and like I have to be able to bring out more.
Yeah.
And when you are competing with Apple or with Amazon, that they can lose money in order to gain people, it's too hard for Netflix because that's their only business.
But they have had some like amazing
They do have.
movies and things that they've done over
They
the
do.
years.
Right.
I feel like they have the prestige still. They still have the resume of their past deeds.
Yeah, no, they
well
do.
done. But
But
I don't know.
We'll see what's
We'll
going to happen
see.
in the next few years if Netflix is going to come out with a genius strategy and change the game
Yeah.
or if they are just going to sink in and Apple and Prime are going to eat it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
And the same thing with HBO and all these platforms. I mean, the best thing AT&T has is Warner Bros. That is the owner of HBO Max.
There you go.
If
Yeah.
no,
I feel like HBO is gonna somehow survive only because
they put the
they
standard.
what?
They put the standard on TV shows.
Not well, maybe. That's not what I was gonna say. I was actually gonna say like they've always been on the more risque side. Like, aren't they the ones who have
Euphoria?
They're
Yeah.
also like they put Sex on the City 20 something years ago, And that show at that time was like, whoa, that was like considered
Risque.
like rated R stuff,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And like it used to be like if you had HBO, everyone like I remember going over to friends' houses and like other parents would be like, no watching HBO if the parents have it, you know, because like they knew that like you would turn it on and you would see naked people for sure.
For sure.
Like it was like the HBO Max naughty, and I feel like they're still kind of like that. Like they're always gonna be like the one that's willing to push the envelope as far as they can, as far as TV goes.
Yeah.
Right.
But
Yeah,
I don't
no,
know.
and I mean that's the best thing HBO Max has.
Yeah.
Series. I mean, we were watching a new series. It's called The Sex of College Girls, The Sex Life of College Girls.
it's really good.
It's
so
so
far.
freaking good.
I know it sounds so bad, you guys, but Mindy Kaling,
I think so,
something. Isn't she an SNL writer or something?
I believe it.
She's hilarious. She's a comedian, a writer, and she is. I don't know if she's producing it or writing the script for the show. So it's like really, it's hilarious.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Like I haven't laughed of a TV show so much in a while. And like the humor is so good and you get the 4 different perspectives of these girls. It's pretty damn good. Like I really liked it.
It's really funny.
It's so funny.
We have to watch it.
It's kind of like if you imagine like Tina Fey in college or something. Like I don't know. It's just like
That's
really
cute.
funny.
That's good.
The like every line is just like kind of priceless, but it's really funny.
It is pretty damn. I really love the show.
Yeah.
And
We're also into Joe Millionaire right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That was a good one.
That's a good
That's
show.
a good one.
That's a
for
good
I like that
richer
one.
or for poor.
One of them is worth $10 million, while the other one is
It's
not.
not.
It's such a good show. It really is. It's different. I like
It's
it.
I
fun.
mean, the streaming services are good. I feel like we're
Yeah.
bringing better shows and we're bringing better teams.
Mm-hmm.
But it's to a point where I don't need to have 20.
No.
That's the thing.
That's
the thing. After a while, you
yeah.
forget your login. It's just different logins for everyone.
Maybe it's good though, because like maybe it forces us to like be less antisocial. I think when COVID started, we all like got in our little bubbles with our 20 streaming
cooped up.
services.
We all
Yeah.
cooped
And
up.
I feel like
True.
now, like, you know, it's good. You have like 2, your friends have the other 2. So it's
Right.
like, okay, I'll go over to someone's house, like, you know, and
Yeah.
watch this streaming service that I don't have. At least try like
Right.
going outside for a
Right.
second.
Exactly.
Instead of just like
Exactly.
hibernating on your couch and like,
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know.
I
Exactly,
agree.
so.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, should we switch gears and talk about? We like to talk about people winning money. I mean, you can't really go wrong with that.
Yeah.
And
That puts a smile on anyone's face.
One of our latest happy feeling stories is there was a man from Arizona. I think his name is. They gave us his name, Robert Taylor. He went to Vegas, you know, to just have a good time. This is back in January, and he didn't realize that he like was a jackpot winner. So
That's insane.
it came to the attention of the personnel at the casino that the slot machine that this gentleman was using actually malfunctioned, and he was supposed to win $220,000. I think it was at Treasure Island, the casino in Vegas. So anyways, they tracked the guy down. It did take them a couple weeks to find him. They had to use like CTV footage and like track him down and all this complicated stuff. And
Come
like
get your money.
they probably contacted him and he probably freaked out. Like who knows? Thought he was like in trouble or
Yes.
something.
Right.
And they're like, dude, you hit the jackpot. And he's like, yeah. Like, I mean, who wouldn't want to get that news?
But also, it talks so well about the establishment.
The actual casino.
Yeah. Like, I'm going to repeat the casino, Treasure Island, because I feel like you guys are right. Like, what integrity? Like, they didn't have to do
didn't
that.
have to.
I don't think anyone would have known.
And the guy will have never,
So-
he will have never been like in his mind, I won and they didn't give me
Yeah.
my money.
Exactly,
No, he
no.
thought he didn't want anything.
Yeah.
So that's amazing of them. So if you guys go to Vegas, stay at Treasure Island. Woo woo.
Yeah.
Because you know if you win, they're going
You
to
might
find
have a
you.
They're gonna-
malfunction.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
better leave them your phone.
So anyways, I just thought that was a fun story. And
It is a pretty damn funny story.
Yeah.
That's cute.
So
I
just
like
because you
that.
thought you lost, you might really have won.
Yes.
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 Don't give up hope. Never give up hope.
No.
Never.
Play those lucky numbers.
Yeah.
Go to your Chinese restaurant.
Go to your nearest
Yeah.
Chinese restaurant. If
Get
you
that
haven't heard
fortune
that
cookie.
episode,
Yes, go watch it.
Go watch it.
It's funny.
I think it's 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you believe this is episode 10, guys?
I know.
Holla.
Double digits.
Damn.
10.
Dang.
Episode 10.
Yeah, thank you for watching if you've been watching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Well, everybody, do we have anything else?
Yeah, we have the thought of the day.
Oh,
The thought of the
so,
day.
let's go.
To wrap it up.
Let's do it.
Thought of the day. So, challenges can be stepping stones or stumbling rocks. It's just a matter of how you view them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
the-
How you view life and how you view.
Going back to what we just talked about, yeah.
Yeah.
Very
That's true. That's true.
Very true. All right, so the joke of the day is, what is a snake's favorite subject?
Snakeology? I don't know.
Science.
History.
Oh my
history.
god.
Pretty funny, pretty
That's
funny.
cute.
I don't think I've
cute.
ever in my life guessed a joke correctly.
No, I've never guessed the joke correctly.
Not
Never.
once.
Not once.
I'm so bad at them, not once.
So I'm always impressed when people are like, I don't know, and then they're right. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That's a talent.
I'm
Yeah.
better
That's a
in
gift.
Spanish.
It's a gift to tell good jokes and a gift to answer
To
them
answer them correctly.
correctly.
Yeah. Yeah.
And our random fact of the day is the King of Hearts is the only king without a mustache
In the deck, right?
in the deck.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That
I'm
is
gonna check
interesting.
my
That's
deck of
weird.
cards right
The
now.
deck of cards are so interesting because they have those little things like that.
That you don't even notice.
You don't even notice. You don't know that they're happening, that they are there, or
They
like
should
why.
put this on like, like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire or something as a question. Because like it is something that like you see so often, but you just never
You don't
really
analyze.
look at it.
Yeah.
So it would be so easy to just
Yeah.
be like $1 million question and just be like,
Call
I
a
don't
friend.
know.
Call a friend.
Yeah.
Pick up your cards.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, call your friend that's the bank accountant or something. No, I guess that's with dollar bills.
Yeah.
but like, why
A
should
poker player. Call a poker player.
that's the funniest thing. That probably your call is somebody that never plays cards.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well, that's cool. Very interesting.
That's cool.
Very interesting.
Well, everybody, is that a wrap up?
Yeah.
I
this
think
could
that's
be
a wrap up. Episode
Alright.
10 in the books. As
Yeah.
always, we thank you for following us, subscribing to us, leaving us comments. Thank you for all your support. All the links are down below. Our website, our Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Apple, Amazon, you name it, we have it. The list goes on.
Forever and ever.
And as always, until next time.
Yeah. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching and listening. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks for listening, guys and gals. This was Nobody You Know. Literally. Remember to hit like and subscribe and leave us a comment. Have a question for the guys or a topic you'd love them to discuss? Get in touch. You can find us on all socials at @NobodyYouKnow_podcast. See you next time.